Thank you all for coming. This is our 6th annual Excellence in Art Awards. It is sponsored by the Brighton Cultural Arts Commission, and it's paid for by the SCFD, which is the Scientific and Cultural Funding District. And this year, we've had a very special sponsor, local sponsor, HEP Realty. And Jan Hepstruck, will you stand up for a minute? Not only did she help sponsor our event this year, but she's the artist that created our award. You see that beautiful photo? It's entitled Arches Milky Way. I'm gonna have to just stand here like this. Arches Milky Way, and it was taken at Arches National Park near the courthouse tower. So thank you so much. You're a fabulous photographer. Okay. So anyway, at this time, I'm also going to have the people that were on our planning committee stand up. These are members from the community. So we have Lori Meyer and Natalie Beck and Jamie Zer-Lockwood and Sandy McKenzie and Joan Kniss and who did I leave out? David. No, I had Lori. And then David Gallegos, and then a special thanks to Sue Corbett for having organized all this room and getting everything organized. Also a thank you to Zach Reese, who did our invitations. I also want to thank our musician, and I think David will thank you more at the end, but he did a beautiful job. Michael Galala, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And yes, I got everybody. So that's my introduction. At this time, I'm going to introduce to you Joan Kniss, who is the MC for tonight. And this is her brainchild. She thought of this about 7 years ago. So yeah, I don't know if she wants to take credit for it, but this is her idea. So here you go, Joan.
David, would you like to introduce the musician?
And then you're going to sing a song when he's done introducing.
No, David's going to.
That is guitarist extraordinaire Michael DiLada.
Well, first of all, I really appreciate that you all came. And it's really special every year that we get to honor our cultural arts heroes. So thanks for the work that they do in our community. When I was on city council, and Mark Humbert has one of these books too, we received this book called For the Love of Cities. And there was a quote in here that I thought was really apropos for tonight. Arts and culture are what makes a city fall in love with itself. Yeah, makes a city fall in love with itself. And when you look around, I think some people think that our city is rather small, but we have so many exceptional arts people within the community and also cultural arts events. So it makes really Brighton a special place to be. So that's that. So for the awards tonight, when I call you up, you'll come up here, and that's always awkward because you're going to have to be up here while I say really good things about you. So you'll come up over here on this side. And for a few of you, we have last year's honoree also. So that person will also come up, and they will hand you the award because I'm not really good at, do 2 tasks at one time. So I need help sometimes. So they'll come up also. When you come up, when you're honored, if you would, after I say good things about you, then if you'd like to say a few words, you're welcome to. But introduce your family. That would be really nice. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead. And the reason I was looking right here is because Julie Trujillo is our first honoree. So, I should have Julie tap dance on up here or ballet dance up here.
Get it, Angie. You know, so I didn't do it.
So picture this. You know, you hear that saying, herding cats. This is what she does. Because I have a great-granddaughter that's taking dance classes at her studio and has had Julie for a teacher. So imagine a room full of 3-year-olds that you're trying to teach tap dance and ballet within 1 hour and keep their attention. And she does. And what I really appreciate about Julie is she has that tough love because she wants them to learn how to do it the right way. But she does it with such friendliness and warmth. And at the end, they all get a sticker. And so that makes their whole day. So she's really exceptional. So let me tell you a little bit about Julie. She's always been a dancer. Her studio, Stage Images Dance, The Next Generation, has been in operation since 2014. However, she began her first studio in 1986 when she started in the garage of her home with 3 students. Was your daughter one of them? No. Sorry, Maddie. Oh, you're not that old. Oh, sorry. I aged you, huh, Maddie? Year by year, the location of the studio changed and the number of students grew, and now she has over 115 students, and many of them take more than one class. It's co-owned, Stage Images is co-owned by Julie's daughter, Madeline, and she's sitting up here. And they offer 38 different classes for students 2.5 years old to adults. So I think there's still hope for me. I'm not sure. But.
We'll have to discuss that. I've always wanted to start a Silver Tappers group.
Ooh. Something that Julie did I thought was really special. She started a class called Inclusive Images, which is designed for youth with both physical and cognitive disabilities. So she really tailors the class to meet all of their individual needs. So Julie's dancers perform like at Art in the Park, and you see them at various different events in the city. So they're out and about a lot. So she has really grown up here in Brighton and has made us proud for many, many years. So Julie Trujillo. Here's your nomination form. So.
You would think I would be used to being up on the stage, but when it comes to the limelight on me, it's not so. It's so important for me to give it to the kids because I've been in the limelight for so many years. And it's so important for me to have these kids involved. I've known Joan because I was her student when I was in school. Junior high. But I want to thank my family for coming, and we have some of our students here. We have actually one of our OGs here, which means that she was at the original Stage Images, and she still takes tap dancing, and Bollywood and hip hop, and that's Vicky, Fraley, well, Dice now. And then we have my husband, Paul, and my daughter, Madeline, who have been great supporters. There is a special guest tonight, my nephew, Rich, who drove from Texas up here. Not for me, but it just happened to be the same night. And then my mother-in-law, Dorothy Trujillo, and my niece, Bina, and her daughter, Natalie, who is an assistant at the studio. And then I have Kara and Shatija here, who are both work at the studio as well. Shatija is our hip-hop teacher and our Bollywood teacher. and we're trying to bring more culture into our studio as well. So we have so many plans for the future to give any age the opportunity to work. And we've been so blessed all this time, and we have Mare here with her significant other as well. And Bella's back there too. I'm sorry, Bella. There's just so many. I'm looking all over, and I know so many of you throughout the years. And I want to thank you all for supporting the arts in our community. Thank you.
For those of you who are parents, imagine a snow day and you have to keep your kids busy all day with arts and crafts. Well, imagine you're an elementary art teacher and you have over 500 students that you have to think up art projects for the different grade levels all year long. So this next award is for Paula Atkins. Paula, come on down. So Paula's the art teacher at Northeast Elementary. And in that role, as I mentioned, she interacts with every student in the school during the course of the school year. And in order to provide grade-appropriate art projects, she comes in way before school and stays after school very late in order to prepare for the next day. And I thought this was really special, that at the end of the school year, she makes art goodbye bags so that the students can continue doing art during the summer. Her nominator wrote, "She's just incredible, and you can imagine teaching art to all the students at Northeast Elementary." So thank you for what you do every day. So, come on up here.
I started at Brighton, or at Northeast Elementary, about 6 years ago. When I went in for the interview, the one thing they stressed is they wanted the kids to be passionate about art. Up until that point, they hadn't had an art teacher for 4 years. So that wasn't a small feat to overcome. The kids absolutely hated art. They thought it was coloring sheets and just little worksheet kind of things. And I brought it to a new level. I brought out oil pastels. I taught them how to use watercolors the correct way. And just recently, I was able to get a grant to get some clay. And we did that last year. And their eyes just rolled in the back of their heads. But the biggest joy is watching the kids get the chance to put their hands on these materials. One of the things that I've been a big proponent of is trying to find art opportunities for them. One of the things she mentioned was that I got the art bags. Those came from the Denver Art Museum. I was able to put 500 bags into 500 students' hands at the end of the school year, and it was like Christmas in May. But I love my school. I have the best staff that I work with. I see, right now we're down to about 457 kids, I believe, or 475. I have dyslexia, it might be 475. But I see them once a week. I teach 6 classes a day, 4 days a week. And it's one of the biggest joys in my life. And I thank my wonderful secretary for nominating me. She's pretty special too. But I guess that's it.
Do you want to introduce him?
I have to introduce, my husband is here, and some of my staff members are here. Retired teacher Peg Jacobs is here. Vicki Geist is here with her husband. Beth, our coach, is here. And my best friend, she teaches at Turnberry. She's my art teacher in crime, I guess I should say. We keep each other straight, and we cry on each other's shoulders and lift each other up. And I'm just so thankful that you guys are all here to celebrate with me. So thank you.
Thank you. Our next honoree is Master of Literary Arts. And being a former English teacher is close to my heart. So, Rhonda Blackhurst, come on down. So I'm going to pass these out. And if you get one, then you have to read it quickly and give us a book report before you, oh, maybe not. Anyway, these are just a couple of the books that Rhonda has written. How beautiful. And I'll talk a little bit about what kinds of books that she writes. I've known Rhonda for a long time, but I didn't really know her at first as an author. And then I discovered one of her books, and my book club, we invited her to come and talk to our book club. And that was really a joy. So you'll see Rhonda out and about doing book talks, or she might be at the big crafts fairs and things like that. So you can pick up on some of her books. But she said, I can't ever remember not writing from an early age. She began novel writing over 30 years ago. Probably older than you, Maddie. Longer is what I'm thinking. And she worked for a local newspaper. She's always loved reading a good mystery, and that became the genre in which she chooses to write. I hadn't heard this term before until I asked Rhonda to give me some information. She writes cozy mysteries. Yeah, and that's what these are, cozy, because these are mysteries one would feel comfortable having one's grandmother read with no gratuitous sex or violence. Thus far, Rhonda has had 10 books published. I know. 7 in the Melanie Hogan Cozy Mystery series, a short story, 2 romantic suspense novels, Finding Abby and Abby's Redemption. That's what this one is. And she's working on a series called The Spirit Lake Mysteries, as well as a mystery short story. Maybe they're done by now because I got not quite. Rhonda created a publishing company, Lighthouse, that has a cover designer, an editor, a formatter, as well as some readers. She attends many writing workshops, and she enjoys book signings and talks. So if any of you have book clubs, she's great to come and talk about writing and her book, so that's really fun. Would you like to introduce who's here with you? And you can speak a little bit, or okay. I should have made you read from one of these.
That would be more comfortable than talk.
Yeah.
So my husband, Clint, is back there with me. Being the introvert, I'm so much more comfortable behind my keyboard in my office. So this is really uncomfortable for me. I told my husband he's usually the one in the spotlight, and I'm totally comfortable with that. I can go and support him, but when it's me, it's a little, like Julie said, it's a little uncomfortable. But yeah, writing just came so naturally to me. At 4 years old, I was writing on the knotty pine walls of our family home, and my mom was like, "No, you can't do that." And I'm like, "But I have something to say." And Cozy Mysteries, I worked at the DA's office. I just retired from there in May, a year and a half ago. And at the DA's office, with the cases we get there are no winners. So it was really fun for me to come home and spend the evening in my office writing cozy mysteries where I could tie everything up in a pretty red bow at the end, and there is a winner in the end. So that brought a lot of joy to me. My husband has been my biggest supporter. I'm so grateful to have him in my corner. He's always lifting me up when I'm like, feeling down. What's the use? I'm not here yet. I'm never gonna get there. He's the one that grounds me and says, but you're here and you're making people happy. So being able to do something that brings me so much joy and knowing that it gives other people joy, it's like, oh man, there is no greater blessing. So thank you.
I better bring the books for show and tell. Don't forget your. Oh, and by the way, her husband was just elected our mayor pro tem for the city this week. Okay, sometimes I live about 2 miles from here. Not even, I could walk here. But sometimes I get pouty, you know, if I have to go all the way to King Soopers. It's such a long drive. Well, imagine you live in Bennett. And you drive to Brighton multiple times a week because you're so involved within our art community. So, Jamie, come on up. So this is Jamie Zerlockwood, and she's our honoree. But I also have Dolly Garcia here. And Dolly was our honoree last year, and so we always like, if possible, for them to come back, say nice things, and present the awards. So, here you go, Dolly. Thank you for coming.
Jamie has enjoyed a lifelong love of art. Jamie is a resident artist at Valkyrie Gallery in Lakewood and Escape the Clock Gallery in Byers. Her work has been shown in the Brighton Armory and in the lobby at the Brighton City Hall. Jamie also has a small business called Pet Portraits by Jamie. Jamie devotes many hours to volunteer programs that promote the arts, such as Eye for Art program, Art in the Park Planning Committee, and the Brighton Cultural Arts Commission. Jamie is a founding member of the Bennett Arts Council, for which she devotes many hours, as well as to the Bennett Days Art Show Planning Committee and the I-70 Quarter Art Show and other shows in Bennett. With community support, she started a 501c3 nonprofit organization called Corridor Creative Arts League. Jamie credits friends, relatives, and her community for their ongoing support and motivation to continue going forward. And it's my pleasure to present Jamie with her award, which is Beyond Brighton.
Thank you, Dolly. I think I might just have Dolly stay up here and do all these. She was great.
That's a great voice.
Yes, she does. Okay, Jamie, come on and introduce and.
I didn't think of much to say. I'm short, so this is
Oh, you can.
this is tall. But I do want to thank my family.
Whoop.
They support
in
me.
trouble. Are you this short?
How's that?
Perfect.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you. But I do want to thank my family because they support me entirely by mostly staying out of my way. I am bouncing between cities constantly. And I also want to thank my art family. Lori, my art mom, and then I have my big brother David over there, and then I've got my art aunties like Kathy and Sandy, and I see Gracie over there. She's my art sister, and then I have my other art sister over here, Sarah. They all support me by just kind of and everybody else out here, but they all support me by just kind of just giving me the motivation to keep going, and seeing all the artwork and stuff in both communities is what keeps me going. So thank you, everybody, and that's all I have to say.
Thanks, Jamie. Our next award is Visionary, and I'm going to have Wilma come on up. Wilma received this award last year, and this year's honoree is Gary Wardle. So come on up, Gary.
I wasn't expecting to speak today, but I do want to emphasize how important Gary has been to our art community in the past couple of years. Even before he became a volunteer, he was director of the Parks and Rec Department, and so he had a lot to do with how to beautify our parks. And with that, we have many sculptures that are placed around the city because of his efforts. And they have continued. I kind of twisted his arm as soon as he said, "I'm retiring." And I said, "Great, we have a spot for you on one of our committees. Either you can do the Cultural Arts Commission or you can do the Public Art Committee." So he is on our Public Art Committee, and he has been an outstanding source to help us promote the arts in Brighton. And he always has great ideas. So we're presently working on another art project that'll occur in 2024. And we're presently also finishing up one that will be out at the Elmwood Cemetery. Not too often do you see art being placed in the cemeteries, but many of the councils that we get our funding from were really excited about that. They said, well, this is unusual, and this is something that you don't hear about too often. So in the next couple of months, please take a look. You hopefully will even see it from Highway 85. But we are working on putting that up, and Gary has been instrumental in getting that done. So we really are very fortunate to have Gary and his hard work that he puts in on a daily basis, and we really appreciate the work that you've done. Thank you.
So as Wilma mentioned, Gary was our director of Parks and Rec, and he had a vision for what we could have in Brighton. And he's carried that visionary spirit on into the cultural arts realm. And he's one of those, are you sure you're retired? Because he's so busy. And we have really been blessed with his talents, organization, expertise in many different areas throughout the town. So thank you, Gary. Here you go.
Thank you, Joan, and thank you, Wilma. Just want to thank everybody for this honor. You know, I enjoy trying to beautify the parks and to bring art to the community. You know, the interesting thing about art, if you see it in the community, is everything will get vandalized with paint and those kinds of things, but they'll leave the art alone, which I think is really remarkable and shows that people really do appreciate the fact that the art's there and they don't destroy it. So it's really a pleasure to see it there, and that's my motivation, is to try and bring pleasure to people. That was my motivation in building parks, and it's my motivation to try and get more art in the parks, and that's to really help people enjoy the visual of the art in the parks. So I just want to thank everybody for their support and getting this. I got my love of art and that from my wife Kathy, who's the artist, and she got me involved, and it's kind of just continued on. And I want to thank my daughters for being here. Casey is there, Darcy is there, Kara's there, and then my granddaughter Emmy is there, and she's the dancer, so she'll come and participate in the dancing. So you saw her dancing there in the hall a little bit ago. So, but thank them all for coming, and just thanks for the honor. Thank you.
Our next category is Master of Visual Arts. So Sherry Farbach, come on down. She is internationally recognized oil painter. But this is so interesting. Prior to that, she had a career in tax accounting and biochemistry. So I think she's in the right place now.
This is so much better.
Yeah. She's won numerous awards, including an Award of Merit in the Governor's Show, an Award of Excellence from the American Women's Artist. Sherry's a signature member of the American Women Artists, Oil Painters of America, and the American Society of Marine Artists. She's been the featured cover artist on Fine Art Connoisseur magazine and a featured artist in the International Artists magazine. In her words, I'm drawn to bold values and intricate patterns of moving waters, which led me to paint rivers, lakes, ponds, and puddles of the West and Midwest.
Not that one. And other things.
How fortunate are we to have artists like Sherry? There are many here in the audience of this caliber here in Brighton. We're so fortunate. So thank you, Sherry. I wish you could see, Kathy Wardle nominated her, and she included, colored pictures of some of Sherry's work, and a resume that goes on for pages and pages because of all the recognition, all the places that she's shown her art. So we're really fortunate that you are one of our Brighton people. So thank you. So I'm going to give you this. Thank you. And you come on up.
Thank you so much. This means a lot. You work alone in your studio most of the time, and wondering if anybody sees anything that you do, or, it's like, why is she painting that? I hear that once in a while. But this means a lot. And family-wise, my hubby is in Arizona. I flew in today, but I couldn't talk him into coming to cold Colorado this time of year. So big shout out to Dave in Arizona, because he is my support there, and he's a great sounding board, and he's very encouraging. But here I'd like to give a shout out to my Main Street Gallery family, many of whom are here tonight. There's Kathy and Ed Hansen, Sheila Bolsover, Stephanie Brown, good heavens, Grace Yu and Sandy McKenzie. And thank you so much, Kathy Wardle, for nominating me. It was a big surprise, and I really appreciate it. But stop in at Main Street sometime. We're just right at the corner of Main and Bridge. And it's a great family of artists. There are a lot of great artists there. We learn from each other and we encourage each other. And I really miss that for the 6 months that I'm in Arizona. So it's nice to be here for a few days. And as a matter of fact, we're having a Valentine's gathering tomorrow from, is it 4:30 until 7 or something like that? So stop in and see us. Stop in.
Thank you. Make sure here's it. So the pictures that we've had every year of our honorees have been done by Natalie Beck. So come on down. And Steph? So Natalie's being honored as the Volunteer of the Year because every year we've done this program. She has volunteered her time and talents to take pictures. And you can see her work over there of each of our honorees this year. So I'd like to introduce Steph Brown. Steph won this award last year. So here you want to say a few words?
Sure.
There you go.
I will say a few words because I had no idea I was supposed to say a few words.
Surprise!
Actually, I know. You did a good job at that. Actually, I met Natalie 10 years ago when she was so kind to let me share her studio space at Main Street Creatives. So we were in this same tiny little space, and she was doing her photography, and I came in attempting to be an oil painter, taking classes, and we became friends. And then shortly thereafter, her business sort of took off, and her family life got busy, and we lost touch a little bit, but now I follow her on Facebook. So she has, if you ever follow her on Facebook, you're going to see a ton of beautiful seniors having their portraits done, and everyone looks so different. So that tells me she's very creative, she's very much in tune with her subject, and she just knows how to just make it happen. Because every kid on those pages are just, they're just so unique. I can't say enough about it. I just love your work. Anyway, when I won the award, all I had to say was, it's interesting you can win an award for not saying no. And that's how I got mine, but I'll leave it to you, Natalie.
Thanks, Dad.
Well, thank you. I'm like really honored and grateful to be receiving this award. I love volunteering. I really love all the people that I've met over the years and all the opportunities that I've had to contribute and give back in my community. I really just hope that I'm giving as much as I'm receiving, because I feel like I'm receiving a lot by doing all this. And it is hard to say no, which is weird because last year I said no a lot. So I was really surprised to be getting this award this year. But thank you so much. And I would like to clarify, it's high school seniors. Seniors seems to be a word that I feel like we need to change. But it's high school seniors.
You do families.
I do families and weddings, and yes. But my high school seniors got me through COVID because everything else fell apart. So, but thank you all for like all the opportunities and volunteering. I love it.
Your family.
Oh, my family. And actually, I really do have to say a huge thank you to my mom and dad. They are the people that taught me how to volunteer and showed me how wonderful and how giving to others was just so rewarding for yourself and for your community. And then so my husband is here and my daughter Eden is here and my other kids are other places. So, but thank you guys for coming.
Some of us were all excited that she was going to take our senior pictures, but I guess that's not where we were headed.
I'll do your picture.
Oh, okay.
It's a new market.
Exactly. A new market, Kelly said.
Do the silver sneakers.
Yeah.
So as we went through the 7 awards tonight, you can really see the diversity of cultural arts heroes that we have in our community, and also the talent. I want to thank everyone here for coming, but I'm giving you a homework assignment. I want each of you to nominate someone next year. It's not hard, it's easy. The nomination forms will be online this summer. So please think of someone that you can nominate in one of these categories. We would love for you to do that. We really like to try to find people that haven't been recognized before. So that's your homework assignment. Okay. And those of you who are at Main Street, all those people that are working in there. Okay. Come on up, David. David's really our city cultural arts hero in his role at the city.
I would just like to say good evening to all the arts and culture enthusiasts. I even wrote a few remarks down so I can keep it short because we're at the end of the event. But I'd like to thank some people that are not on the program. And they really are behind the scenes people. I can understand why they're not there. That happens to them all the time. But they're the community engagement team that I work with on a daily basis. So I would like to thank Kristen Chernosky. She does all the press releases and all of that. Margaret DeMarco, you see her at the back of the room there. She's our videographer. Zachary Reese, he did a poster that they got tonight to take home too. So I would like to thank those members of my team. First, I want to say what a wonderful event this has been since 2015. Including this year's honorees, we have 37 well-deserving recipients of this recognition. You know, as we toil in life, whether paid or volunteering, sometimes never being acknowledged nor thanked for our efforts. Yet most are not really looking for recognition, for they would continue doing what they do merely for the inner peace and personal satisfaction it gives them. So in our own small way here tonight, we are fortunate to be able to recognize their contributions to the community. Being here tonight is a testament to the resilience and importance of arts and culture, not only in our community, but throughout the world. Arts and culture are a global movement, not restricted by economic, social, or political beliefs. Art never stops. Even at the height of COVID in 2020, the art world persisted, and creativity in our communities shined even brighter. Artists took to their basements and garages, performers went virtual, and arts and culture blossomed. With this in mind, I look, as I'm sure you do, forward to the future and what it holds for our creative world. So I always like to end it like this. Keep a smile on your face. You look a lot better that way. And be happy because you attended the Arts Excellence and Arts Awards tonight. Thank you so much. Be careful on the way home.